Hey guys. Okay, I think it's working now. This is Shelby, and welcome to my channel, Shelby's Shelves. I totally lied to you guys. Did not get a video up this weekend, so I'm recording this on my way to work. And it is rainy and forecasty, which I was not expecting today. And then I realized it's going to be like this all week because there's a hurricane hitting Louisiana, and I'm not in Louisiana, but anyway, it's not the point. The point is, I live close enough that it's going to affect me, apparently, too, which is fine. We need rain, but that's not the point of this. The point of this is books. So I didn't get my video up this weekend because I didn't record because I ended up being way more either busy or lazy than I expected. Like, literally, guys, yesterday I did nothing. So, I'm going to tell you guys real quick on my way to work about one book that I absolutely love. And I'm trying to make sure my phone doesn't like fall over. One book I absolutely dislike and 3 books that I love that are either free or under $3 on Amazon for Kindle, since I focus mostly on Kindle books, or like one of them I know for a fact you can get from the library because that's how I read this book. So the book that I absolutely disliked, and I just want to get out of the way, I don't know any author's names, so please don't ask me. Like, if I do know the name, I'll let you know. The author of this is like, I think it is Marie Force, and it's called Made for Love. And there's actually I think there's actually 18 books in her series, but it's one of those series, kind of like Nora Roberts, where like every book in the series focuses on a different person. Which, I mean, can be okay. Like, I actually do love Nora Roberts books. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, they're my guilty pleasure books because I'm like, hey, Nora Roberts. But this book, so it's called Made for Love, like a maid that cleans your house. And it's about this girl, Maddie. She has a little boy. She's a maid at some resort. And the son of the owners of the resort, like, causes her to be in an accident or whatever. And she, like, seriously messes up her leg or her hand or something. So all of a sudden he's like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do your job for you. And, in the course of a week, it might actually be longer than a week, but I feel like most of these books like in the course of the week, they're like falling in love, and then they're like arguing with each other over something big and not talking. And then one of them gives in, and then they're going to live happily ever after a week. And they're like, I want to marry you. And if that happened to you in real life, like, congratulations. I'm super stoked that you were able to find the love of your life in the matter of a week. But, in reality, that's kind of not a thing. But anyway, we're not going to get into my issues with that. So, I didn't like this book. It was super cheesy. It was just super predictable. Like, pretty much the first paragraph, I knew what was going to happen. I knew from the description of the book what was going to happen. But whatever. So sorry if that spoils it for you, but it's a love story, and you should probably, I assume you should expect this at, this point in time. But it's free on Amazon. I know that for a fact. I don't have any of the covers to show you or anything, but it's free on Amazon. It's called Made for Love by Marie Force. And so if you're into like cheesy love stories, I haven't read any of the other books in the series. I actually got the first 3 for free, I think, from BookBub, like in one of those little like box set things, but whatever. So let me make sure my phone doesn't fall as I accelerate. Okay, so the book that I love, but there's an issue with it. It's called The Zodiac Killer, and it's not about the Zodiac Killer that you're thinking of. If you know anything about serial killers, which I do because I'm obsessed with them, which makes me sound strange, but I am. It's a completely different story, and it's by W.L. Knightley, and it's actually 2 authors whose names I don't remember, but they came together under this pen name, W.L. Knightley, and they wrote this series called The Zodiac Killer. And I didn't know this when I got the book. I didn't realize it till after I finished it and went to see like how many there were in this series, because it dawned on me like, oh my God, are there a lot of books? And there are 13 books in this series, because each book after the first one, like the first one is called The Zodiac Killer, every book after that is based after one of the zodiac signs, like Capricorn or Taurus or Cancer or Leo or whatever the heck it is. And see, I knew that was going to happen. And so I was like, oh my God. And it says in big words on Amazon, They tell you guys, they're straight up like, hey, just so you know, this is a 13-part series. I did not see that, which upsets me greatly because I'm not going to be able to read 13 parts to this book. But anyway, so what it's about is there's this guy. He's like a detective, and he I hate freeway driving. I'm sorry, guys. Like, you're gonna be with me on the freeway. So he's a detective, and I forget his name. I think it's Derek, and he's with this special agent from the FBI named Lizzie, maybe. And he wants to be an FBI agent, but all these killings, for some reason, like, are reminding him of something that happened in his past. And I'm trying not to give anything away, but you also don't know because, like, by the end of this book, you still don't really know. Like, obviously, because they have to make 13 books of it. Ugh! So, frustrations aside, you sit there and it's a great book. He's contacting people from his past that aren't, like, necessarily on the up and up. Like one of them is, it's kind of seems like he's like a mafia boss or something, but the other ones are kind of not on the up and up, and you can tell Derek is the one that, like, shut everything out, like PTSD or whatever, and, like, doesn't want to remember any of it, but it's all coming back to him. But anyway, somebody's killing these people and, like, branding them with the zodiac signs, and it's crazy. Anyway, it's really, really good. I probably will not read any more of them because I just can't imagine investing into 13 books. Like, maybe if they could have cut that in half, if they could have done 6 books and given me, like, 2 zodiac signs or whatever per book, I'd be super content with life. But that's not what's happening here. So, but it's really good. That one's for free on Amazon. The first one is for free. So if you're into, like, long series, all of them are already out. You don't got to wait for anything. If you're into a super long series, like, go for it and tell me how it is, because I need to know, but not enough to, like, read it myself. You know what I mean? Just a side note, like, this is the fastest I've ever gotten to one of my turnoffs on the freeway, and it's very exciting. The next book that I really, really enjoyed that I actually checked out from the library for free, but I believe it's $2.99 on Amazon for Kindle, is My Life as a White Trash Zombie by Diana Rowland, I believe her last name is. I didn't expect to like this book. My coworker told me about it because I'm obsessed with zombies. And she was like, you should, I'm reading it. She read it because of Peter Mon, and I don't always read things because of Peter Mon, but I'm more likely to read something because of Peter Mon. But anyway, so she's like, you should read this book. Like, it's really good. I'm super enjoying it. So I checked it out from the library for my Kindle, and I read it in, like, 2 days. And then I read the second one in, like, a day. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, like, it's a very good series. Got to the third one, and again, guys, 3's my limit, and I got partway through, and I haven't picked it up since. So that's just my issue with it. That's a personal problem. It has nothing to do with the writing or anything. It's just, I can only go so long hearing about somebody else's, like, storyline and problems that I'm just like, okay, I'm done. Like, we're good. But they're really good. You don't have to continue it. Like, I feel like each book ends on a super positive note so that you don't feel like you need to keep reading it, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a cliffhanger, but you can pick up the next book, and that's, like, when suddenly, like, it's good and then a problem is brought to you. Anyway, so it's about this girl, and wow, why can't I remember her name? I don't know her name. I know she likes this guy Marcus. He's a detective, but hell if I remember her name. But anyways, so she's, like, into drugs, and she's, you know, living kind of a rough life, and she gets, like, she wakes up in the hospital one morning, and she's like, I was in a car accident, but her body is perfectly fine. And she has this note, and it says, like, hey, there's a job opening for you at the city morgue. Like, you have to do it for a month, or else somebody's going to know. Your probation officer will find out about all the drugs in your system or something like that. So they blackmail her into working at this morgue. And anyway, so then she finds out she, like, craves brains, and it freaks her out, and it's all about her discovering it, but, like, nobody's giving her any information until, like, way into the book. And it's really, really, really good. Like, I figured out probably halfway through, and I made my coworker Paula, who told me about this book, let me know if I was right or not. I figured out probably, like, halfway through, like, so-and-so turned her into a zombie. But not everybody might not figure it out, because I don't think she figured it out till the end of the book. I'm not sure. I'm going to go to work and ask her, and maybe I'll add a tidbit at the end on whether or not she knew or not. But anyway, so it's very, very good. Like I said, I devoured it. Like, I read as much as I could. I had other priorities the days that I had the first book, so it took me longer. The second book, I basically started reading it at my lunch break at work, finished it when I got home from work, because I'm also a very speedy reader, I guess. Okay, so the last book that I love, and guys, I promise you, I have read this book more than once, honestly. And there's 2 of them in the series. The first one is Hollow Land. The second one is Hollow Men. And it's another zombie book. Surprise, surprise, I just said I love zombies. And it's by Amanda, I believe her last name is Hawking. Again, I'm going to make sure to add the links to the books below. I don't think that either one of them are free. I think they're like $3 on Amazon. But, they're so good. Anyway, so it's about this girl, Remy, and it's a zombie apocalypse. And I wish I had the book with me, because I'm pretty sure the first, like, the description of the book is like, I don't know, 3 sentences. And I'm pretty sure that the beginning of the description of this book is, this is how the world ends. Not with a whimper or a bang, but with zombies kicking down the back door, or something like that. And I love it. I was hooked from that moment. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. So so good. So it's about this girl, Remy, and she's traveling across like the wastelands of America, because zombies have taken over, and she's trying to find her brother. And she hooks up with these people, like a young girl named Harlow, who I think is like 13, this guy Blue, this guy what is the other guy's name? Wow, I don't even remember. I'm horrible with names. Like, I work with a bunch of people, and I don't remember their names 95% of the time, and it makes me feel horrendous, but I'm just so bad with names. And this other guy. And so I like it because the love story, like, there is a slight love story, but it kind of pops up out of nowhere at the end. And it's like, hold up, I told my phone while I turn. And it's like, it's good. Which I like, because it's like, it's the end of the world. Like, I don't think that you would be focusing on falling in love with anyone. You know what I mean? And that's right. Like, her focus isn't falling in love. It's her brother. And so you go through these adventures with her and these, like, 3 other people. And the end, like it's a surprise. Like, you're just like, whoa, that's what happened. And then the second book picks up immediately where it left off, pretty much, except it's supposed to be a few months down the line. Anyway, so if you're super into zombie books, and again, in the second one, the like love part of it is like super last minute and super like, oh, like, okay, like, I guess we can have a minute to like totally be in love, but you know, we gotta focus on other things, which again, I super dig. And so it's just a really, really good book. Trying not to give anything away, but I am going to give you one spoiler. So if you don't want to listen to this spoiler, like, I don't know, fast forward a little bit or something, starting right now. Guys, she gets a freaking tiger, which is kind of like The Walking Dead, although I read this before the tiger showed up in The Walking Dead, Shiva. But she gets a tiger. She names it Ripley. It's kind of badass, because everyone's like, where the hell you just have a tiger? And she's all, no, I saved it, and it like stuck around. The tiger, guys, I'm again like keep spoiling. So if you like started playing right here, I'm gonna keep spoiling it for you. The tiger's through the whole book, and I love it. I don't know. I want a pet tiger, I guess. Like, that's my life. Sorry, my blinker is about to annoy the living daylights out of you because I have to turn. So, but those are the 3 books that I super, super enjoy, and one book that I did not. I'll leave all the links down in the description if you're interested in any of the books. Then you can get them. And hold on, I have to turn again. Sorry, guys. And I need to get like one of those mount things for this, because I have the feeling I'm going to be doing this on my way to work or home from work a lot. So I'm going to try and get to you guys next week sometime. I'm definitely spreading these videos out. I did not get any of the like free book stuff this weekend because I was busy reading. I actually read Slaughterhouse-Five this weekend, which I don't know if anybody's interested in, but I had never read it before, and I kept hearing things about it, and I totally skipped that book. Like in high school, I think is when some of my friends read them. Maybe not, I don't know, but it was really, really good. Like, just a heads up, like I got it from the library, so I guess it counts as a free thing. and it was super good, and it was something I kind of wish I had read like many moons ago. And I actually wrote down in my book, because I'm keeping a to be read book list, and I'm writing down my thoughts of each book that I finish on my list. But I wish I had read it many moons ago, because I could have used the storyline and the like helpfulness from it over 10 years ago, honestly. Like when I was 14, I really could have used this book. I should have read it, but whatever. It's just really good, because it like focuses on a lot of stuff, and like the ultimate thing that I took away from it is like, oh hey, like don't hold on, I'm turning, sorry guys. Don't focus on like all the bad stuff in life, you know what I mean? Like you gotta focus on the positives. Earthlings, it says something along the lines, like if I could pull out my book and read it, my little notebook and read it to you, I would. It says something along the lines of like Earthlings, if Earthlings could focus on the happy moments and not the sad moments, then everything would be better. And I totally misquoted that, so don't think that that's the exact wording it says, because it doesn't. But anyway, so it was a really good book, and I super enjoyed it, and I don't know if everyone should read it, because I'm sure that there are people who don't need to read it, but I loved it. So, okay, so that's a fourth book that I love that you can get for free from the library. I don't know how much it is on Kindle, but you can get it for free from the library. And if you're having a hard time and you're noticing yourself focusing on a lot of negative things, then go ahead and get Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt, oh my god, I'm gonna butcher his last name, Van Goot, however you say his last name, Kurt V, because it is great. It is super, super great, and I just feel like everybody in the world should read this book. So, that's it. That's my story. That's my life. I'm sticking to it. You guys have been on this my entire journey to work, except I'm going to stop and get coffee, because I'm going to splurge a little. And it's been great. So again, thank you for tuning in to Shelby's Shelves and listening to me ramble on and on and on about random things. I almost cursed. Sorry. Bye.